Bryan916 here. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm up here by myself on a Saturday, getting caught up on some work. Just came back from the junkyard. Picked up a couple of parts for that Jeep back there. So belongs to a buddy of mine who's a used car dealer. So I'm getting that sorted out for him. But while I'm here, I thought I'd do a tool review on my tool cart. So if you take a look behind me there, that's my red tool cart that I've been using for a really long time, which I do plan on swapping out for a better tool cart. But anyway, let's take a look and see what I use on a daily basis. Okay, so this is the 5-drawer cart from Harbor Freight. Most people are pretty familiar with this cart. This is the original cart when they only offered red. This is not the cart that they sell now, where you could get a lot of colors. I did put this tray right here, and I'm going to put these two tools up here as we do this review on my daily driver stuff, because when I work, I usually set this tray up, and I set these two impact guns here, and I'll set my two electric ratchets here as well. So that when I get ready to do a fairly large size job, that's how I'll set it up. So when most jobs come through the door, this is pretty much what I do. All right, so I got it set up how I would if I was getting ready to tackle a fairly large size job. So let's go through and see what I got. Okay guys, so let's start this cart tour off with the side here, and then we'll work our way that way. So I got this a fairly large size pry bar here. This is a Craftsman USA pry bar. So this is pretty heavy duty stuff right here. And then down the line here I got various snap-on screwdrivers. Okay, I also have some hard handle Tekton screwdrivers here. Here I got my deep sockets. You can see this one needs to be cleaned out. I don't typically like to leave my sockets like this, but so I have to clean that out after I get done with this tour here. So these are deep sockets. They go from 7mm all the way on up to 23mm, and this is a SK socket. So some of these are mixed up between SK and Genius. And here are my swivel sockets, chrome. These are made by Tekton. You know what, I really like these. I started using these things a lot more recently. I mean, I've always used them, but I've always used my impacts, and I started using these chrome ones recently, and I gotta say I really like them. Yeah, they actually swivel really well. You could get at some pretty steep angles on these things. So these are made by Tekton. Next I got some 12 points. These are also made by Genius Tools. And then moving down the line, oh, on these Tektons, I also have a quarter drive set. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So I do have a quarter drive on this set. It goes from 6 to 14, and I use these a lot as well. But of course we talked about the 3/8, which goes from 10 to 19, I believe. And of course it's Tekton, so you know there's no skips on it. All right, so moving on down, these are my go-to sockets right here. I grab these the most. These are mid-deep snap-on sockets. I love these sockets. One cracked and broke recently, and I had my snap-on guy replace it. So shout out to Fabian, my snap-on guy. This is a Blue Point magnetic socket tray. It's pretty strong too. These are Williams brand. The shallow sockets are Williams brand, but these back here are snap-on in the back. And then I got various spark plug sockets back here. So what I got here for my typical size is a snap-on. This is a magnetic, got a magnetic insert in there. This is a 5/8 snap-on spark plug socket, so that's the typical socket everyone uses. The rest I believe is Craftsman, and I got maybe a Duralast or some type of auto parts store brand for some of these other specialty sockets. Alright, so moving down for my ratchets, I do have mostly snap-on ratchets that I use every day. This is a cushion grip. It's got a release button. I do like release buttons. They suck in tight confinements, but if you're not working in tight confinements, I mean, it's easier to get a socket off if you got oily hands. This is part number FHRLF80A. So that's what this is. And then I got your typical FL80 ratchet right here that I've had for a long time. Love this ratchet. Great for torquing things down, putting that final torque on it if it's something that is less critical, doesn't require a torque wrench, maybe some alternator bolts or something. Get a really good feel when I'm tightening things with this ratchet. Anyway, next down the line is a extra long quarter drive by Snap-on. Part number on this one is THRLLF72, and this comes in handy. I really like my extra long ratchets. So next down the line is going to be my go-to ratchet. I reach for this ratchet first. Yeah, it's going to be either this ratchet or this ratchet, and these have been my go-to ratchets for a really long time. But this is probably the most used ratchet out of my tool cart, or out of all my tools, all my ratchets. I grabbed this ratchet first. So if there's a bolt between, I don't know, 6mm and 15mm, I'm probably gonna put the socket on this ratchet to run it down. So that's my go-to ratchet. I got another extra long quarter drive ratchet. This is made by Astro Pneumatic. Not a bad tool. Here's a gear wrench roto head ratchet. I don't really use this ratchet that much. I'm not even sure why it's in here. So I can actually take that out. I actually use this Tekton a little bit more than I use that. You know, I never really been a fan of these. I know these ratchets got really popular in like 2016 or so, and you know, I bought them, but I never really was a fan of these ratchets. And then last but not least, I have a right tool. It's the quarter body with the 3/8 square drive on it. So got that. All right, so moving back here, I got some Allen sockets. These are Harbor Freight Icon, some knockoff Snap-on. I got some Icon. I got some knockoff Snap-on in here. Got a little bit, not a lot. Some of their stuff's okay, but I'm not a huge fan of knockoff stuff. But anyway, these Allen sockets are pretty decent. You know, it is what it is. It's a good Allen socket set. You know, like I said, it is what it is. Okay, so back here I got my quarter drive, starting off at, what is this, 7mm? No, 4mm. Starting off at 4mm, all the way up to 15mm, and I do have the 5.5 in there and stuff. So that's my quarter drive. This is gear wrench. I actually just replaced these recently with some Craftsman, or I replaced these gear wrench and took my Craftsman home because they kept falling off of my my square drive. The square drive got worn out on them. Guess I had them too long, so I took those home. So right here I got some combination wrenches right here, and these are my right grip, right tool combination wrench set, and it goes from 7mm up to 22mm. There's no 20mm in this set, so I got another 20mm in a drawer down here that we'll get to, just to make sure I have, you know, all my my wrenches from 7 to 22 covered. And then up here I got some, you know, tire sockets or flip sockets. These are made by Ingersoll, and I keep these up here, quick, easy to grab if I'm taking a wheel off. Back here, I got some larger 3/8 drive sockets, just to sort of continue from my other 3/8 drive set that stops at 19. So I just sort of pick up at 20, 21, 22, and 23. So you can see these are 3/8 drive, larger size, and these are Craftsman and SK on this little rail here, and I keep these back here. All right, so that's what I got up top here. All right, so on this side here, I got a long blowgun. All right, so I keep that there. Got smaller pry bars. Got my smaller pry bars. I try not to pry with a screwdriver. Try to use smaller pry bars. Not saying I don't pry with a screwdriver. Sometimes I do, but I try not to. Here's my extra long 3/8 drive Tekton ratchet, which comes in handy quite a bit. I keep that here. Although I think I will have to replace this gear set pretty soon. This gear set is starting to give me trouble. Starting to jam up on me. And then right here I got some extra long gear wrench screwdrivers. So I'll keep those here. Very back here I got another extra long Phillips tip hard handle snap-on screwdriver. So that's what I'm running up top, and then of course I got my power tools, and like I said, whenever I'm doing a job I always lay these out here. So this is a quarter drive snap-on electric ratchet. I call this thing Mighty Mouse. So, and then next I got a 3/8 drive, and both of these are long reach, by the way. Got my 3/8 drive electric ratchet, and got my quarter drive snap-on gun, which is probably the first gun I grab, depending on what I'm doing. But yeah, if it's a smaller size, I use quarter drive the most. You know, when I'm working, I use quarter drive the most. Unless I'm doing suspension work or something like that, then obviously quarter drive is useless. And then here's my 3/8 drive Ingersoll, and you know, I could take tires off with this and do suspension work with it. It's pretty versatile, so keep that there. All right, moving down. Okay, so first drawer down. So in this drawer I got some Torx, inverted Torx. I got some tire sockets. These are made by Tekton. They have a sleeve on them to protect the wheel, protect a customer's wheel if I get a car in here with some really nice wheels. And this is 21, 19, 17, and 22. So that covers pretty much every tire size from European all the way up to your big SUVs and pickups. So those are made by Tekton, and I keep those there. Got some pins when I'm tearing engines down. Got a Sharpie as well. Got some extra long Allen sockets. Those are made by Tekton. I do have some SAE size Allens back here. And they make a guest appearance from time to time. So that's what's in this drawer. Over here, my Mobile One drawer. So over here, I just pretty much got extensions. You know, I got bits and things like that in here. O2 sensor remover. Got some swivels. Got impact swivels, got chrome swivels, things like that here. Got size reducers and adapters and things like that. Got chucks for impact drivers, you know, various extensions, quarter, 3/8, half-inch, etc. Also have some more long Allen sockets. These are SAE size. Let's see what else. Yeah, got a Allen socket. This is like for GM calipers. And I got some third hands, as they call them, pocket screwdrivers. I never have enough of them. Of course, I got my signature Bryan916 screwdrivers. Still got some available if anybody wants one. Just reach out to me. Send you a couple of them. Got my inspection mirror. Some grenade pins. They do come in handy. Got a whole bunch of them in here. Spark plug gapper tool. Got a couple of them in here. So, tire pressure gauge in here, which I don't even use that one. I don't even know why it's in there. Got a blowgun in here, and that's pretty much it for here. And I keep everything inside this tray, so it kind of keeps me nice and organized. Keep everything in this tray here. So this drawer right here, I got ratcheting wrenches. So I got my ratcheting wrenches right here. And these are made by Williams. I do have I might have one or two blue points in here as well. One's out because I was working with it yesterday before I went home. So it's around here somewhere. So I have to hunt that down. And then here's that 20 that I talked about earlier. Alright guys, so the next drawer down here, this is my 3/8 drive master socket set by Sonex. And it's a pretty versatile set. So you can see I got various extensions here, pretty long extensions. All this stuff is 3/8. That's why I keep my 3/8 Ingersoll out. And you know, I get my sockets on here, and you know, I can get a lot of work done. So I do quite a bit of work with this set, I must say. So yeah. And then I got some continuation sockets because the swivels stop at 19 millimeter, and then I pick up with let's see, 20. Yeah, I pick up with 20, 21, and 22, and these are also 3/8 dry. So I keep these down here with this set. But I also got some other things in this drawer as well. So I also got a gasket scraper down here. Alright. Do some scraping. I got a trim removal tool, but that should be here with my picks. And then I got a nut driver. This is an 8 millimeter nut driver to take off hose clamps. That's the only reason it's here. Alright, so I leave it here to take hose clamps off. And then I got these screwdrivers right here. Obviously my screwdrivers up here are going to be used primarily for you know, really using it as a screwdriver. But the ones I got down here, I can beat these up, do whatever with these. Alright, so these are my screwdrivers that I beat up. Minus the stubby set. Well, I just needed somewhere to put them, so I got them there. But yeah, these are the screwdrivers I'll beat up, hammer on, pry on stuff, you know, whatever. So that's what's here. Alright, so last but not least, I got pliers down here and some hammers. So, you know, as you can see, an assortment of pliers. I got some, you know, needle nose, some angle pliers, the 90-degree angle. I got channel locks, hose pliers. I got some side cutters, oil filter pliers, hose pinch pliers, duck bill pliers, etc. So jumbo size channel locks. These are great for holding pulleys in place. Yeah, right, where you bust a bolt loose or want to tighten down a cam pulley or something like that. Then lock it down with some big channel locks, depending on the pulley you're dealing with. Alright guys, and as far as my hammers go, these are the hammers that I use the most. You know, smaller hammers. My bigger hammers, of course, is going to be in another box, but this is my daily stuff. So this is my go-to hammer. I've been using this hammer forever. This is a snap-on 16-ounce dead blow ball peen. Man, really great hammer. I'm always going to have these type of hammers around. Best hammers to use in automotive by far, and I do recommend the snap-on. I've used the trusty Cook ones before. I just feel like the snap-ons are far more comfortable and have a better grip to them. You know, it's just a matter of personal opinion. But I really love this hammer. It's my go-to hammer. I also have a larger size, like a 32-ounce for suspension work. So, and then the next hammer I got is a Craftsman soft face hammer. All right, and I do use it, as you can see. And got a little 8-ounce ball peen hammer, wooden handle for your little light tapping applications. Maybe you want to tap in a dowel pin or something. All right, and you got this right here. I think more body guys use these type of hammers. The name of this hammer escapes me at the moment, but I like it for this flat surface right here. You could get a seal hammered in nice and flat around the housing, like the rear main housing, you know. And also I do use these as somewhat of a chisel, this back point here. You know, I'll put it up against maybe a CV axle just to drive it home, and it works great. So anyway, that's what I got in the bottom drawer. Also have some snap ring pliers down here. I just got finished using these, so they don't typically go down here, but I think I just threw them down here because I was on my way out the door. But these don't typically go down here. But anyway, this is my cart. Okay guys, well that was my tool cart review. This is what I typically use on a daily basis. Anything that doesn't require a special tool, usually this cart right here can get most jobs done. So this is my daily driver stuff. So thanks for hanging out with me this Saturday, but I do got some work to finish up. This is Bryan916. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one.